Hello, I'm Dr. Adrian Smith and I'm an adjunct professor of Bible at Erskine Seminary. One of my great interests is reflecting on how the poetic form, the literary medium of the Psalms, render them so suitable for acts of private devotion and for public worship. Starting with the realm of private devotion, one of the marks of poetry is that it makes language more vivid and memorable. Therefore, the poetic form itself assists the memorization, that you could even say the internalization of God's word. And at the Reformation, the Scottish Church chose to use that power of poetry by translating the Hebrew Psalter into the popular idiom of common metre, the metre used for Scottish ballads and Scottish folk songs. Now, I'm 62 years old, and with that comes declining memory, of course, but I first encountered the Scottish Psalter in its common metre rendering over 30 years ago, and I can still remember it to this day. The first psalm I sang in public in a Scots kirk was Psalm 46, which of course is the ancestor of Luther's Ein fester Burger, otherwise known as A Mighty Fortress, and it goes like this: God is our refuge and our strength, in straits a present aid. Therefore, although the earth be removed, we will not be afraid. Though hills into the sea be cast, though waters roaring make, though trouble be, and though the hills by swelling seas do shake, a river is whose streams do glad the city of our God, the holy place wherein the Lord Most High has his abode. God in the midst of her does dwell, nothing shall her remove. The Lord to her a helper will, and that right early prove. Also love the 43rd Psalm, in which the psalmist prays, "O send thy light forth and thy truth, let them be guides to me. Let them bring me to your holy hill, even where your dwellings be. Then will I to your altar go, to God my chiefest joy. And God, my God, your name to praise, my harp I will employ." Another psalm that stayed with me is the 27th Psalm. "One thing I of the Lord desired and will seek to obtain, that all days of my life I may within God's house remain, that I the beauty of the Lord behold may and admire, and that I in his holy place may reverently inquire." So the fact that psalms that I didn't ever intend to memorize 30 years ago can stay with me, I think shows the power of the poetic form to get the word of God into the hearts of God's people. Now, of course, the Scottish kirk that translated that beautiful common metre Psalter is the ancestor of the Associate Reformed Presbyterian Church, and therefore indirectly ancestor of Erskine Seminary. And of course, the Scots kirk delighted to use that Psalter in public worship, which brings me to another feature of poetry. People often wonder, well, what's the difference between poetry and written prose or everyday conversation? And one of the marks for most of human civilizations tends to be that poetry is elevated speech. It is ordinary speech kicked up a notch or two in terms of linguistic register. It is language ennobled or glorified, thus making the poetry of the Psalter a most suitable vehicle for lifting worshipping congregations into the presence of the living God.